commentary team on WWE television is a crucial aspect of the show. Without the commentary team, we don't have somebody giving us the play-by-play, of course, but we also don't have somebody giving us the reason as to why we should be connecting, falling in love, or hating certain WWE superstars. They are absolutely crucial in guiding the narrative and guiding the story for those that are watching at home. And we've had some amazing commentators over the years, whether it was Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, Mauro Ranallo in NXT. So we're gonna look at today's commentary and look at the current state in which they're in. And hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. I'm confident that this is gonna become your favorite wrestling channel on YouTube, so go ahead and subscribe. By the way, I'm sorry if you hear all the construction going on outside. As of 5 minutes ago, they decided to make as much noise as possible. All right, folks, let's start off with NXT, which I have been dubbing the best kept secret in all of professional wrestling. I think it's the best pure wrestling show that there is going on at the moment, and you need to watch it. But how is the commentary team? So currently the commentary team is headed by Vic Joseph, who does the play-by-play, and Hall of Famer Booker T, who adds the color commentary. By the way, I should explain what color commentary means in case somebody doesn't know what it is. Color commentator is somebody that adds personality to what's going on rather than talking about like the moves that are happening. Where the play-by-play might say, whoa, what a vertical suplex, the color commentator would say, oh my goodness, that looked like it hurt so much. I just wanted to explain the difference between the two before we really dive in. Right, so Vic Joseph and Booker T, and these two fellas have tremendous shoes to fill because NXT has been full of amazing commentary teams over the years, whether it was like Mauro Ranallo, whether it was Wade Barrett, Beth Phoenix, Nigel McGuinness. NXT has always had great voices. And as a team, I think these two work very well. As individuals, I don't necessarily love them. First, let's talk about play-by-play commentator Vic Joseph. Out of everybody on this list, I think Vic Joseph probably has the biggest shoes to fill because this role has been played in part by the likes of Nigel McGuinness and Mauro Ranallo, who are considered two of the best commentators that the WWE has had in a very long time. But I think Vic Joseph does a really great job of course, telling us what's going on in the ring, while also actually adding a little bit of personality and flavor to things. He isn't just the traditional play-by-play guy that just tells you what's going on. He does add opinions and personalities with everything that's going on. Sometimes his personality goes a little bit too over the top where it's very clear that he's acting, but when he is just doing play-by-play commentary without, trying to go over the top, I think he's very, very good. He still, in my opinion, has a long way to go to develop as a great play-by-play commentator, but as is, I think NXT is a great place for Vic Joseph to continue to develop, and I would love to see him take the place of somebody that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later on. I want him to take his job from the main roster because I think Vic Joseph is way better than the other guy that I'm going to be talking about later. Now let's talk about Booker T, who is the color commentator for NXT and Vic Joseph's partner in crime. Here's the thing, I don't like Booker T on commentary traditionally. He's been a commentator before on the main roster, and I absolutely despised him as a commentator. I don't know what it was about him. I think it's just, he's too over the top sometimes with his color commentary to the point where it completely takes me away from the action. However, on NXT, he has definitely evolved so much more, and I think he complements Vic Joseph really, really well. I still don't think he's my favorite commentator, but he has really garnered the audience's love and appreciation. It seems like the wider universe tends to like Booker T more than I do on commentary, but I'm slowly starting to come around on Booker T. Plus him and his relationship with Vic Joseph, it's honestly like really endearing and really likable. Sometimes I do find it difficult to believe Booker T when he is hyping up the heels. I don't know why. Like it seems very, very forced when he does it. When he's hyping up the baby faces though, like I can get on board with that. But overall, the NXT commentary team is extremely well-rounded. It gets 2 thumbs up from me. Individually, I don't know whether or not these guys would work. I don't know whether they'd work with anyone else that isn't each other, but together, I just have to say, I really like the NXT commentary team. They do a fantastic job overall of not just like telling us what's going on in the match, but getting us excited for the future that we're witnessing in the ring, getting us excited to see tomorrow's big WWE megastars. Congratulations to Yo it's Monta for winning the $700 giveaway. And I told you the giveaways are going to continue to get crazy because the next one is for $1,500. To enter, just go to the very top link in the description or the pinned link in the comments. Once you're there, you'll be greeted by this landing page where you can see you can win $1,500 or this 4070 gaming PC. If you win, you can actually pick whichever one you want, the PC or the money. It's up to you. Once you're in the landing page, click here to enter giveaway, then put in your email and your username and make sure that the email is valid because that's where we're going to contact you if you are drawn to win. Click submit, it'll take you to the Capital One shopping landing page. Once you're there, just with one click, install the Capital One shopping extension and that's it. You are done. You do need to install the extension for it to count, so please make sure you don't skip that step. Huge shout out to Capital One Shopping for sponsoring the streams of the past month because they've been giving away some crazy stuff to our community. But that's it. Good luck to everybody and back to the video. Now let's move on to Monday Night Raw, a show which has definitely had the most iconic commentary duo of all time in Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. But over the last 10 years, my goodness, has it ever been a revolving door. They have not been able to get anyone to really stay, whether it's like Todd Phillips, Byron Saxton, that one guy that they had, I think from like UFC not too long ago. It's never really been able to find its identity ever since Jim Ross and ever since Jerry the King Lawler departed. That made them sound like they died. No, they're still alive. They just don't do commentary for Raw anymore. So this show has been in a little bit of a commentary identity crisis for a really, really long time. Luckily, I think it's finally found its magic duo, and that being Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. These two are absolutely phenomenal together. Michael Cole, of course, is Michael Cole. He's the best in the game. He's the best play-by-play guy, and he is so good at generating a huge level of importance and hype to just about anything that he's required to do to. He's had some of the most iconic calls in WWE history, especially over the last couple of years. I really believe that, especially in the last 3 or so years, Michael Cole has gotten absolutely fantastic. And even more so in this last year, where it definitely feels like Vince McMahon is not in his ear telling him exactly what to say. And then there's Wade Barrett, who is a fantastic sidekick and color commentator to Michael Cole. A lot of us were sad to see Pat McAfee go, and understandably so, because the chemistry between Michael Cole and Pat McAfee was undeniable. It was fantastic. But Wade Barrett stepped into this role, and I don't want to ever see him lose this role ever again, because he, alongside Michael Cole, are just a fantastic duo. And they're a very traditional duo as well, where Michael Cole is very much the play-by-play, calling things in favor of the good guy, and then we have Wade Barrett, who's just the straight up heel. It's very reminiscent of not Michael Cole, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. The one thing I do miss from commentators that I wish we could get back, especially with these two on the helm of Monday Night Raw, is we used to have the commentators shoot quips during like when superstars are cutting promos and whatnot, but now like the commentators are completely silent during promo segments. But I think these two together, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett's little quips, could be fantastic additions to whenever a superstar is cutting a promo. If it wasn't for Corey Graves, Wade Barrett would definitely be the best color commentator on the roster today. And he's so over the top in favor of the heels that it's borderline endearing and really genuinely reminds me of Jerry the King Lawler, while being less of a pervert, but you get what I'm saying. And honestly, I think that Wade Barrett is a great example that not only should WWE superstars do their time in NXT, I think commentators should as well, because we've had commentators that just get plunked into the main roster without doing full commentary work on live television before, and they fail miserably in my opinion. Or they go from being backstage correspondents to play-by-play commentators and it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Wade Barrett cut his teeth doing commentary in NXT for a very long time and then moved up into the role on the main roster, and you can tell that he has absolutely improved year by year, and I think they should be doing the same thing with commentators, honestly. There's not really much for me to have to say about Michael Cole. Michael Cole is the guy. I think Michael Cole ultimately is going to go down as probably the best play-by-play commentator that the WWE has ever had. Sure, you can definitely make an argument for Jim Ross. I'm not going to argue against you, but in terms of like the guy guy that's the voice of the WWE, that's gonna be Michael Cole. And Michael Cole is definitely at his best when you can tell that he's having fun, when he has a fun sidekick with him, like a Pat McAfee, like a Wade Barrett. Because sometimes he's felt very forced whenever the chemistry isn't really there, and it's always sometimes felt very robotic at times when that's the case. Whether that's, you know, a lack of chemistry with the person on commentary that's with him, or maybe just Vince McMahon feeding him exactly what he needs to say. I don't know what it is, but Michael Cole right now is at the top of his game. Now let's look at the Smackdown crew at the moment, because I have less great things to say about this crew. Smackdown has also had great pairings of commentators. For me, like, the best pairing of all time will definitely be Taz and Michael Cole, but also Michael Cole and Pat McAfee will also go down in history as some of the best commentators that SmackDown has ever had. The current commentary team of SmackDown includes the color commentator Corey Graves, play-by-play Kevin Patrick, and babysitter Michael Cole. Yes, I said babysitter because he shouldn't have to be there, but I'm confident that he's there to help babysit and guide Kevin Patrick through a decent night of commentary. I mean, I don't personally have any issues with Kevin Patrick, like, as a human, but as a commentator, he definitely leaves a lot to be desired. He misses a lot of things. He calls moves the wrong names sometimes. He sometimes calls the middle rope the top rope and has to get corrected by Corey Graves or Michael Cole. So I truly believe that Michael Cole is there to ensure that Kevin Patrick doesn't screw up too bad. Yo, are you guys hearing this? Oh my God, it's so loud. Kevin Patrick, oh my God, where do I begin? Oh my goodness, like, I don't want to be a hater for the sake of being a hater, but I do think that he is the weakest commentator that the WWE has right now. Whenever he tries to exude emotion, it feels incredibly forced. And when there are moments that require that emotion, sometimes he provides none. Like, I think the range of Kevin Patrick's emotions are, oh, ooh, oh, that's pretty much it. To me, he feels like an NPC. He feels like a robot. He is just saying things that are on a teleprompter, and he's saying them in a very dry manner that, honestly, it's so dry it takes me out of what's happening on television. It's kind of like the opposite of Booker T sometimes, actually, where Booker T is just too emotional and adds too much emotion to things. Meanwhile, Kevin Patrick is like a fucking skeleton. Like, he provides little to no emotion or personality sometimes. But he's newer to this. He was a backstage correspondent, and this is what I'm saying. I feel like he should have done time in NXT as an NXT commentator, exactly what Vic Joseph is doing. Personally, I think Vic Joseph would fit so much better with Corey Graves and Michael Cole. Corey Graves will forever be fantastic. He can do no wrong, but honestly, the best parts of Corey Graves' commentary these days is when he's roasting or correcting Kevin Patrick. And if I'm Corey Graves, I don't blame him. It's like very low-hanging fruit jokes for him to make. There's been several occasions where Kevin Patrick is just silent, not calling the play-by-play, and you'll just hear Corey Graves, hey, you want to join us and maybe provide some play-by-play there, Kevin? Or when Kevin will be like, oh, Asuka to the top rope, Corey Graves will be like, well, actually, that's the middle rope. Oh, there goes Asuka. So Corey Graves, at the very least, I can tell is having a good time just roasting Kevin Patrick's bad commentary work. But I don't know. I'm just obviously making assumptions here, but he's a great color commentator. He adds a great level of comedy as well. I love Corey Graves. He can do absolutely no wrong. But I think Corey Graves and Vic Joseph would be a great duo on SmackDown. So that way, poor Michael Cole doesn't have to travel all over the world doing both shows, SmackDown and Raw, and just let him focus on Monday Night Raw. Because like I said, I swear he's straight up only there to babysit Kevin Patrick, because most of the commentary work is already being done by Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick. Michael Cole is really just there to add pieces here or there. Like, you wouldn't be remiss if you forgot that Michael Cole was part of the SmackDown commentary team as well, because he doesn't talk that much. Like I said, I feel like he's just there to direct traffic for Kevin Patrick. But yeah, shout out to our boy Michael Cole for doing double duty, man. Anyways, I'll leave it there. What do you think about the current state of WWE commentators? Do you agree that Vic Joseph should be the one moving over to SmackDown instead of Kevin Patrick, and maybe have Kevin Patrick learn and cut his teeth alongside Booker T on NXT? That's what I think should happen. Anyways, I'm done. Get out of here.